Do you think there's an importance, I know you mentioned speech acts, do you think what is the importance of kind of learning about speech acts and about assessments? I mean, obviously that shifted your awareness of yourself, but in general, for one, what are speech acts? And then for two, why do you think it's important for people to be aware of them?
Let me see. Thank you for the question. It's when Fernando Flores was doing his inquiry into what is it to be a human being, and what distinguishes us from other biological entities on the planet, meaning anything that's alive and living. What he discovered is the only thing that distinguishes us from, and you have to listen to this clearly, other animals, is that we can coordinate actions in our lives. That we actually can make a request of someone to do something. We can promise to do something or promise not to do something, which is a decline of a request. So one of the first two speech acts that Fernando always coached people to discover: what requests are you making at the time of speaking, and what promises are you making that you're not aware of? And so if you can start to listen for those two speech acts, just those two speech acts, you can start to manage the complexity and the intensity of your life. You know, he would always say, he says, you have to learn how to say no. Because because if you can't say no, you just keep loading things up. You know, work in organizations, I call them drive-bys. You know, you'll be in your desk and Betty Lou or Johnny Joe will be running by in a hurry and says, here, Blake, can you take care of that for me? And you grab it like you have some responsibility for doing it. And pretty soon by the end of the week, your desk is 80% drive-by stuff and about 20% your stuff and 10% of the stuff that you knew your stuff got done. But you don't have to accept all that stuff. Just because you can do this, or I request you do this, you say, no, I decline. There's a whole dance of coordination that we call. So there's requests and promises. Those two you start to listen for when you're talking. Especially the ones that say, we need to have dinner. Yeah, we sure do. Good, I'll get back to you. Yeah, oh yeah, I'll get back to you too. You never hear about them about dinner until when do you hear about the dinner that you were going to have together? When you see him again, and this little unfulfilled request comes across in front of your face, going, oh my God, I said I was going to call that person in, and we're going to have dinner. So what's the first thing most people do when they have a broken promise or a broken request or unfulfilled request? They apologize. The first thing they do when they see somebody. They apologize. I'm sorry, I forgot to call you. It's a social But when you start to become aware of making those requests and making those promises and only do the ones that you can keep, that quality of life will shift just in those two different areas.